For topic one today, I thought it'd be fun to call this the way too early college basketball cheat sheet. Basically, I want to go through a bunch of end of season accolades that teams could get and just pick a winner. Each of us picking a winner, no additional context, no like runner ups or anything, just who's going to do each of these things. You can have your own answers, I can have my own answers, and then we'll get Booby to make a graphic about it at the end. Yeah. Although, only question for me, is it still way too early? We're getting close to the season. Is this just a little early now?
Yeah, slightly early, I feel like.
Slightly early. College basketball cheat sheet. That's what we'll go with. All right. We'll start with the most important question. National champion is who?
3 units, Purdue.
You're going Purdue.
One Purdue.
I'm also going to go Purdue, but I don't like that we're both going Purdue. I want to just be different, but I'm not going to. It's Purdue. We keep it moving. National player of the year.
Cameron Boozer.
Are we going to agree on everything?
Are you on Cam too?
I wanted to be, but now, now I think I'm going to change again. What? Give me the Boozer pitch though, because I love to hear somebody else is actually buying into this kid.
So I'm buying into the idea that it's hard to say Duke's underrated, but Duke is being slept on. I'm buying into that idea. I think Cameron Boozer has more pressure on him, more stuff on his plate than Cooper Flag did. Cooper Flag right in the thick of things for National Player of the Year. I think Cameron Boozer is going to be able to do a little bit more counting stats. Going to be a little bit more so the focal point of the offense on a team that's coming in with less expectations than last year's Duke team came in with. I think they're going to over exceed all expectations, and he's going to be the best player on the team.
All right. Yeah, I'm very in on that vision. I am going to be different though, but I was thinking about doing Cam if you chose somebody else. Just give me Braden. Give me Braden. Give me my guy, Uncle Braden, as my daughter calls him. It's Braden Smith. I'm so aboard the Purdue bandwagon right now. It's terrifying. We're going to do each conference quickly, all the major conferences. Who wins the ACC regular season?
Duke.
You're going Duke. No thought to Louisville.
No thought to Louisville. I think both those teams are way better than anybody else in the conference. I think in the head-to-head matchup, I mean, they got nothing for Cam.
Yeah, you and I are so aligned. It's ridiculous. I'm going Duke. I think Duke has some separation at the top of the ACC again. Big Ten winner. We both have Purdue, I'm guessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
No way to argue anything other than that. Big 12.
I like Arizona. Um, I
Whoa.
like Arizona. I wanted to go BYU, but I think that when I say underrated, I don't think anybody's more underrated than this Arizona team. I think Koa Pete's going to wind up being one of the best three freshmen in the country behind AJ and Cam. I'm way in on this Arizona team.
I mean, I actually really like the answer. I like the differentiation. I'm going to take the easy way out yet again. I'm going to take Houston. I think they're just too consistent, right? They might lose like 3 or 4 games, but good Lord, they're just so hard to beat every single game. Defensively, what they are. Kelvin Sampson, you know how good they're going to be every year. So give me Houston. I'm going chalk thus far, but I feel pretty good about it. Big East. Who wins the Big East?
UConn, too talented. Hurley seems hungry. He might retire next offseason, and if he doesn't, he'll have a newspaper article about how he almost did. I think UConn's a little too hungry.
You hesitated a little bit.
I like St. John's more. Like St. John's fits my heart of hearts more. Like I want to root for St. John's, but UConn's the better team.
You're the person on our team that believes in St. John's the most, just for the record. So kind of interesting. I'm curious to see how that plays out. But yeah, I'm going UConn. I think the rest of the Big East stinks, to be honest. I'm not into St. John's, and I don't think there's any other team I think is even going to be within 2 or 3 games of UConn. The last time I predicted a team would win a league by 3 games was Indiana last year. So sorry, Dan Hurley and UConn fans. SEC. Who wins the SEC?
This one's, I think, the toughest to predict.
Yep, agree.
I am going to take the easy way out, or what I believe is the easy way out, and say Kentucky, because I'm not in on Florida, really at all, to be honest with you. I think the second best team, though, is the team and the guy no one's talking about, Arkansas and Cal. And I think Arkansas and Cal are going to make this very interesting again with Kentucky, and we're gonna get to see Pope versus Cal down the stretch.
It's a good shout. This one's definitely the most difficult. Florida's the chalky answer, but I'm with you. I don't really want to buy Florida. I don't view Arkansas as a threat. I just think Cal's teams come in waves now. Like his team might be really good in March, but they might be really bad in February. That's been kind of a consistent theme. So I think it's too inconsistent to win it outright. I'm not buying Kentucky to that level. I think they'll be good, but I don't think they're going to run through the SEC. And then I would love to back either Bruce Pearl or Nate Oates, but I don't think their teams are good enough. Outside of the star, there's not enough there. So by default, that takes me to an answer that I think will surprise some people. I like Tennessee to win the SEC. I do. I think Jacoby Gillespie's a total killer. Nate Ament's a top five freshman. Even if I don't really buy the Ament hype, he's pretty damn talented. And I think that's a combo that can win a lot of games. And you have the kind of the Houston element going on where Rick Barnes is always going to have an elite defense. You don't have to worry about that side. And elite defense plus Jacoby Gillespie just bombing threes on you, I think is a pretty good formula.
That's a good shout. That's a good shout. I have Kentucky, Arkansas, 10-3, Tennessee, excuse me.
How
As my
far down do you have Florida?
pretty down. I'm not in on the Xavier Lee stuff. And Boogie Flan, I'm New York point guard. Everybody knows how I feel about it. I can't wrap my head around the fact that they got better when he got hurt.
Yeah,
And
it was a whole thing last year. It was a real thing that happened. This is very true. All right, freshman of the year. I'm assuming you're going with Cam Boozer since he's your national player of the year.
yeah, I'm going with Cam.
All
But
right.
I wouldn't be surprised, sneaky, if you're betting this stuff. I would sneaky bet AJ or Michael Brown or somebody like that because, like, maybe the NCAA does like, oh, we're not going to give him two awards things.
Okay, that's fair. I'm going Cam Boozer, and I thought that was my hot take, but Dion has him at national player of the year, so here we are. Defensive player of the year. Who you got?
Hmm. I mean, that's tough. I don't know who. Jaden Quaidnitz is the only one that I think plays defense at that level.
I think it could happen, especially if there's like a top 10 defense for Kentucky. He'll get a lot of hype and a lot of credit for it. I'm going to go JoJo Tugler. Just pick a Houston guy, pick the most elite defender on that team. I like him. Coach of the year is a fun one because I think this could almost had its own segment. You got to talk yourself into somebody out of nowhere here. Sometimes this goes to someone totally off the radar. Sometimes it goes to a first year head coach. Sometimes I don't know. It could go to a bunch of different guys, to be honest. So who is your coach of the year?
I'm gonna choose probably the most obscene pick that nobody saw coming for me on this. I'm gonna go Hubert Davis.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go Hubert Davis.
What does that look like? Talk me through this.
I think North Carolina finishes top three in the ACC. I'm pretty in on their transfer portal class. Bogovich looks really good. Maybe I'm just wrapped up in that 10-second video I saw. But to me, my criteria for coach of the year is somebody that took a team and raised their floor and made them better than what we were expecting. I would love to give Paint this credit. I would love to give Pope this credit. I would love to give Cal this credit. Those would be my big three in terms of just results. But I'm expecting Purdue to win a national championship. I'm expecting Pope and Cal to be involved in the SEC stuff. I don't know what they could do that blows me away. I don't think North Carolina is like that good, but if they finish top three the way I feel like they might, then that's going to blow me away, and that's going to be like that's raising a team's floor and ceiling.
I see that vision. I actually love the argument for it. Now I want I want to pick Jake Diebler just because that'd be so funny if we put them on a graphic together as our national coaches of the year. But God, I can't actually do that. Oh man, I'm really torn on this one. I am trying to come up with somebody a little off the radar whose team I really believe in, and I'm not finding any that I really want to overinvest in here. Um, I thought about Mick Cronin. I think if UCLA finished the season like top seven in the country, I think Mick Cronin would get a lot of love. But I'm actually, oh, I think I'm gonna go with this guy. I'm gonna go with TJ Otzelberger.
Okay, walk me through that one.
I think that Iowa State is the best team that is being slept on.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be overly difficult for TJ Otzelberger to turn this into a really good team. A lot of the reasons that we liked Iowa State last year, I think still exist. This team still has Taman Lipsey. This team still has Joshua Jefferson. Milan Momcilovic, I think, finally being featured for the first time in his career could be huge. But
Mhm.
because they lost Curtis Jones and Keyshawn Gilbert, everyone's picking them like sixth in the Big 12 and really far down. Otz is an elite coach. I really believe he is. There's a baseline here. They're always a hard out. If they finish like second in the Big 12, top eight nationally, I think there's going to be a huge narrative that nobody saw that coming. Look what Otz did with this group.
Actually, I love that. I love that. And I think their team, I kind of did the same thing with North Carolina, but I think mine's a bigger reach. Like Iowa State legitimately is really good and just not kind of being talked about.
Yeah.
Um, Tommy Lloyd, I think, is somebody else I consider too
I
for
think
the
that's a
same
really
reason.
good shout too. Yeah, it's hard because I think a lot of the breakout coaches that I want to back have teams that are projected like top 12 in the country this year. So you kind of got to look outside of that. Or like I would have liked a first year coach shout, but I just don't like Ben McCollum or Darren DeVries enough to back one of those guys. So
Darren would have got me a lot closer than Ben just because I think Indiana has like a legit chance to compete in the Big Ten, whatever that looks like, with Purdue kind of running away with it. But like I think they could be in the mix. And then Shire is the one like I would have loved to pick Shire, but I just feel like I mean you're coming off a Final Four. I don't know what he could do differently.
can I give you one more I thought about?
What's that?
Bill Self.
Yeah. hmm
What if Kansas is actually really good? Darren Peterson's awesome, and he was right. He just needed role players.
If that's correct, Darren Peterson's the National Player of the Year too.
Yeah,
Like
like
I
I,
think
yeah.
both win, not one.
Yep. And I'm not willing to back that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to go the other way. But in terms of value, I think that's an interesting proposal as well. That was fun. Cheat sheet, college basketball, getting closer.